Hendon Hooker will be running for the Heisman at Virginia Tech in 4 years.
Before Hendon Hooker would become one of the faces of the Tennessee football revival, he was just a young boy out of North Carolina chasing his football dream. Welcome to Before the Accolades, brought to you by Versace Boy ENT with your host, the Big Potato. Alan Hendon Hooker, born on January 13, 1998, in Greensboro, North Carolina. Hendon Hooker might not be a junior, but he does share the same first name as his father, Alan Hooker, and they also share the quarterback position.
His father, Alan, was a record-setting quarterback at North Carolina A&T in the mid-1980s. And that's where his younger brother, Austin, is a quarterback now.
My wife would take my highlight tapes and put it in the VHS, and she said, that's daddy right there. And so they would sit there in awe and watch me.
A lot of children, their first word is mama or dada. Hendon's first word was ball.
So as you can see, quarterbacking runs in Hendon Hooker's blood. It's a family business. He was born into this.
Don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again.
Hendon Hooker showed potential to be a great quarterback early on. He attended James Dudley High School in Greensboro, North Carolina, and he started on varsity football as a freshman.
When you can sling the rock like Hendon Hooker, people notice.
I'm guessing Coach Davis saw something special in me. I'm glad he did.
We should have seen greatness was going to be in Hendon's future from the jump. Hendon Hooker would ball out. He left James Dudley High School with over 6,027 passing yards, 55 passing touchdowns. As well as 2,975. So basically 3,000 rushing yards and 48 rushing touchdowns.
I've heard it before. You not in the place when money go up. Damn, I got all these friends. Nigga, you wasn't my mans. All these bitches want ends. Hold up, I need my advance. Pick up the money calling. Pick up the money calling. Nigga, you wasn't all in. Pick up the money calling.
So Hendon would score a total of 103 touchdowns in his high school career. God damn, that's a lot of points to account for. He'd also lead his high school to 2 state championship victories, and he was named the MVP of the state championship game in 2016 when he accounted for over 6 total touchdowns. This boy was out here balling. 2 times he was named to the AP All-State First Team, as well as winning North Carolina Prep Offensive Player of the Year 1 season as well.
From the time of your sophomore year to now, how many letters you would think you've received?
Probably over 600.
On March 24, 2016, before his senior season began, Hendon Hooker decided to commit to Virginia Tech over schools such as Clemson, North Carolina State, University of North Carolina, but he chose to go to Virginia Tech because he went on a few visits and he said he just loved the atmosphere when he just stepped down onto that field. One of his visits, actually ironic enough, Virginia Tech versus the University of Tennessee. Hendon would complete his senior season at James Dudley High, and in January of 2017, he would enroll early at Virginia Tech. Hendon's used to seeing the field and not being on the side. As I said before, he started on varsity as a freshman. When he enrolled early at Virginia Tech, I know that was his thinking. He came in to compete. He would lose the battle for the starting job and end up being redshirted for his freshman year at Virginia Tech. So he came back that next season and competed for the starting job again. And Hendon Hooker lost out on the starting job once again. It hurt him so much that he was crying in his dorm room with his parents. The guy that started in front of Hendon ended up losing his job 4 games into the season. And Hendon would come in and replace him and help Virginia Tech win enough games to become bowl eligible that season. That's a big accomplishment at Virginia Tech.
Starting 15 games in his last 2 seasons with the Hokies.
So after having a decent second season at Virginia Tech as a redshirt freshman, Hendon was starting to pick up some momentum in his football career. And then 2020 hit.
COVID-19 protocol. After you quarantine, you go to the hospital and they run a couple tests on your heart. The next day, they told me that they think something's wrong with my heart, that I might need open heart surgery. Wow, everything that I've worked for could be taken away from me just like that.
And they said he may never be able to play sports again.
I remember that was scary.
Waking up from the medicine and realizing that I was good to go. The doctor came in and told me that everything checked out clear.
We were really grateful and thankful for the opportunity for Hendon to have a chance to live out what his dream is.
And Hendon Hooker's last game ever at Virginia Tech was a very memorable one. He would complete one pass, fumble one snap, and also start compulsing on the sidelines. It just looked like he was shivering. But Hendon Hooker was definitely very hurt when his head coach, Justin Fuente, said that Hendon was just shivering. Bro, I'm on this team. I could have damn near died on this sideline. And you talking about I'm just shivering? And at this time, Hendon Hooker decided it was in his best interest that he entered the transfer portal.
Vols finally got one to come their way. This afternoon on Twitter, former Virginia Tech quarterback Hendon Hooker, who was in the transfer portal, announced his next stop will be Rocky Top.
He would make one of the best decisions of his life and transfer to the University of Tennessee. At the time, it might not have felt like that because a month after transferring to the University of Tennessee, then head coach Jeremy Pruitt was fired for NCAA recruiting violations and allegations. Supposedly, Jeremy Pruitt and his wife were paying some of the transfers and recruits to come to Tennessee with money out of their own pocket. Who knows if it was true or not? I know Hendon's head was swirling. I just left Virginia Tech. All of a sudden, the guy that recruited me is gone. What do I do now? But little did he know, the University of Tennessee would bring in the perfect head coach to form the perfect partnership. Josh Heupel, the head coach the University of Tennessee would hire to replace Jeremy Pruitt, also didn't know that Hendon would be the perfect partner for him because in 2021, Joe Milton, former quarterback at the University of Michigan, also transferred into Tennessee. And he would start the first 2 games of the season before Hendon Hooker would get his chance to hook on to the starting job and keep it. Once Hendon took over as the starter in Tennessee, in 7 of their last 11 games in that 2021 season, they scored at least 45 points. So we were seeing signs of a high-powered fireworks offense. And Tennessee would go 6-6 with the duo of Hendon Hooker and Josh Heupel in their first season. And now in their second season together, woo! Hendon Hooker done turned it up a notch. He had dreams of winning a Heisman as a kid, and his dreams may come true. At the time of this recording, they've already beat Alabama, scoring over 50 points in that game. He leads the nation's #1 offense in college football at the time of this recording. He's one of the favorites to win the Heisman Trophy. His name is shooting up NFL draft boards. When you're born a winner, winning's gonna tend to follow you as long as you're given that opportunity. And once Hendon got his, he ran with it. We'll see how Hendon Hooker finishes out his final season at the University of Tennessee. We'll continue to follow Hendon Hooker's football journey. And also off the field, he wrote a book, doing a lot off the field and in the community. I need y'all to hit that like, subscribe button for me, please. I'll see y'all in a few weeks with another Before the Accolades, brought to you by Versace Boy ENT. Let me know in the comments who you think I should do the next one on. Let me know what you think about Hendon Hooker. Do you think he's gonna win the Heisman? Do you think he could be a successful quarterback in the NFL? Will he end up being a first-round draft pick? And I'll see y'all another time. Big Potato.